Natalie Nunn has been accused of taking a transgender woman to Nigeria, pimping her out in the hotels, and on top of all that, she told the woman not to tell the men she's trans. Now, the transgender woman alleges Natalie Nunn invited her on this trip to Nigeria, invited her to her city, and then they flew out on that private jet. She says when she got to the hotel, Natalie Nunn checked him in, bought her a room, and she stayed in the hotel room waiting for a whole day. Now, she says before she checked in the hotel room, the lobby was full of other women that were there with Natalie Nunn, allegedly. Then says after a full day of waiting, Natalie Nunn comes back to the hotel room with 10 to 20 African men, and they start rubbing on her feet and stuff. She said Natalie Nunn pulled her aside and said, "Do not let these men know you are trans. We could get killed out here for this. Our whole group could disappear." She then says Natalie Nunn left her in her room for a while and left out the room with one of the men. Then after a while, Natalie Nunn comes back to the room, gets her, takes her to the room that the man left to go to. She says Natalie Nunn starts groping the man, and then she comes, whispers in her ear, says, "Do this, this, that, and the third." So the girl says, okay. She gets in the bed, does this, this, that, and the third. She said Natalie Nunn told her to make sure you get the money before and make sure you get the money after. She said homeboy handed her about half of the money. She gave it to Natalie Nunn. Natalie Nunn said, "I'm gonna hold this for you." She did what she did, and she probably did what I want, and then she got the rest of the money afterwards. She said after she got the rest of the money, she went to Natalie Nunn. Natalie was like, "How we gonna split this?" She said, "What do you mean split?" Natalie Nunn was like, "Never mind, we talk about it tomorrow." Shorty says tomorrow comes. Natalie Nunn busts in the room first thing in the morning to talk about, "Hey, it's a party with a whole bunch more men." Homegirl said she wasn't feeling it. She was like, "Damn, it's the morning time. What is he coming here all live for?" And then I'm gonna just put the video because I'm gonna let her tell the rest. I don't know, cousins. You come to let me know what you think about this story. I think it got some truth in it, considering Natalie Nunn said she used to go to Dubai for lash campaigns. In my entirety of being on the internet as a teenager to an adult, I have never seen somebody buy some Natalie Nunn eyelashes. If you like to show some love and support, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the like and follow button for me.
"Hey, do you want to go to Nigeria with me? I'll pay for everything." She flew me out to her city or whatever, and then we went on her private jet, and it was full of girls. Like, and then when we got there, she checked us into a hotel. She put like certain groups of girls in one hotel and put us in other hotels. So then she took us to select girls out, and she left me in the hotel room alone like almost the entire day. But I didn't really care because it was like whatever. And I was waiting in the hotel all day, just like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So I was like, you know what? It was starting to hit like night now, and it was getting really dark outside. So I'm like, let me close the curtains, let me close this fucking door, whatever. A couple hours later, I hear like somebody messing with the door, and then Natalie walks in, and then a guy after 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 a guy walks in. It's like 10 Nigerian from so many men. I was like, why does she bring this many men back in the hotel room? Her, and then she went. One of the guys left, and then she followed behind. I noticed, and then all the other guys sat in the bed. They were talking to me, trying to rub on my feet, like. And then Natalie's all like, "Yeah, you know, African men, they love big women," and I was like, okay. But when we got off the jet, actually, guys, the private jet, and we went into the hotel, the bathroom in the lobby, I forgot to mention this. She did tell me, because I am transgender, just in case you guys didn't know. She did tell me, she said this: "Me and you could seriously get killed out here. Our whole group who we came with can get fucking murdered. Do not tell these people that you're transgender. Do not let them touch you down there. If they feel anything or if they find out, we're going to be fucking dead." I was like, okay. She literally told me that, and I was like, okay, Natalie, I got you. So then she went out the hotel room or whatever, and but they came back. Then she's like, "Come here," and then she brought me with her, and she brought me to the other hotel room, and the man was sitting on the bed, and she was like groping him or whatever, and it was like so weird. And she was like, "I want you to do this, I want you to do that, and he'll give you the money." And I was like, okay. And then she was whispering in my ear, and she's all like, "Get the money before and after. Tell him to give it to you before and after, not after." I was like, okay. And then I got the money before, and she took it out of my hands. I gave it to her to hold it, actually. And then she took it out of my hands. She put it in her purse, and she's like, "I'm gonna hold this for you." I was like, okay. And then I did what I did for the man, and he gave me the rest of the money after. And then Natalie was like, all like, "Well, how are we gonna split it?" And I was like, "What do you mean split?" And she's like, "You know what? We'll just talk about it tomorrow." So I put the other half in my purse, and she had one half in her purse. So tomorrow comes. All the men already left the hotel by that night. So tomorrow comes, the men come right back to the hotel. Natalie got up, opened the door, talking about some, "Hey, it's time to party." Early in the morning, I'm rubbing my eyes like, what the fuck? And the other girl who's in the room too was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, it's too early for this." And then, they all came in, and then it was just this big orgy, and I was so uncomfortable. I actually went to the bathroom when everybody was doing their thing or whatever. But when I came back out, Natalie was like pissed. Like, she gave me that evil eye. If you know Natalie, she's so what you want to hear, so you can, yeah. So she could tell you what you want to hear, so you can do what she wants you to do.